现场的雄亲们，大家好，欢迎大家再次来到这边凤山体育馆。很开心，连续2天我们在自家的主场呢都有比赛。那当然，昨天赢球了，今天我们要想办法来开启连胜。欢迎大家继续跟着我们在凤山体育馆来支持高雄一直播钢铁人的赛事。那当然，今天呢是礼拜天，等一下比赛马上就要展开。我们的对手是新北国王，在今天的一开始也有非常多的表演，准备给所有的雄亲们一起来欣赏。不过呢，还是要先利用这个时候，一起要来感谢一下一直支持我们的伙伴。我们本周的主题周是腻在一起好不好？那我们当然看到球衣也是用复古美式草写的风格，大家可以到上面去来选购。那另外真的要非常开心，再看到大家，也感谢各位一路以来一直来力挺钢铁人，所以我们要谢谢所有的雄亲，也要谢谢支持我们的伙伴。所以在今天的开始呢，我们要先介绍今天到场的几位贵宾。首先要来介绍的就是不二之果的洪世峰董事长，欢迎洪董。另外，不二之果我们的好伙伴，今天吴明生科长也有来，欢迎吴科长。好，再来还有一个好伙伴坐在这边的哦，我地家国际教育陈明轩总经理，欢迎陈总。好，介绍完了一支力挺雄亲的伙伴之后，我们接下来就要来进行表演了。17直播卧虎藏龙，在台湾区唯一日本唱歌的主播，之前有来过，今天又来替我们表演，掌声给游戏 Yuki。
大家好，我叫优希，我是17直播的台湾区的日本唱歌主播，你们还记得我吗？我今天带来的歌曲是。你们一定有听过，鬼灭之刃的 Lisa 的《红莲华》，希望大家会喜欢。強くなれる理由を知った僕を連れて進め。泥だらけのその通りよこわばる心震える手は掴みたいものがあるそれだけさ夜の匂いに空にlandでも変わっていけるのは自分自身だけそれだけさ強くなれる理由を知った僕を連れて進め て消せない夢も止まらない今も誰かのために強くなれるならありがとう悲しみよ世界に打ちのめされて負ける意味を知ったそれの花よ先をこれ運命を照らして運命を照らしてありがとうございます。然后呢，我想要借由这个机会，想要跟大家说一件事情。我想要帮日本人转达给台湾的朋友们。这次呢，日本发生了就是石川县的大地震。那我想要真的感谢台湾的大资源，帮忙日本。那这件事情，日本人真的很感动，所以我想在这给这个现场的朋友们，还有线上的台湾朋友们说声感谢。ありがとうございます。台日友好，谢谢大家。
谢谢，再次的掌声给 Yuki。对，台日友好，我们在日本呢出现了一些问题的时候，伸出援手。那相信呢，日本人也会非常关注台湾的运动，我们一起来发展两岸的篮球。再来，马上就要来欢迎漂亮有人气，活泼无极限。人气爆棚，让我们一起用热烈掌声给到 Athena of Stellar 钢铁女神雅典娜。掌声献给钢铁女神雅典娜，谢谢他们带来精彩的开场表演。等一下比赛当中呢，也会一起来进行应援，谢谢他们。接下来要为您介绍本场比赛客队新北国王球员名单。背号0号 Number 0。 Hayden Blanky 海登，1号林书伟，2号苏培凯，3号陈俊南，4号李威霆，6号杨敬敏 9号李凯燕，10号简佑哲，11号王柏志，14号 Number 14 Tony Mitchell 米歇尔，17号苏世轩，24号洪志善，33号 Number 33 Christian Aniquin 安妮奎，72号林立人，总教练 Ryan Machon， 助理教练 Mark Pola 郑宇，总经理毛嘉恩。雄青们，你们的支持跟鼓励，我们都铭记于心，期望有一天成为雄青的骄傲。这个赛季，邀请大家继续Go雄青！
在这里，想要什么，我们习惯自己去争取。一路走来，受到许多挑战。
还是没有第3次的攻击机会。吴正如交给王绿翔，再交给陈佑伟。
但我们学会在逆境中前进。
比赛正式的告一段落了。
失败了，那就再来。
越不被看好，我们打得越起劲。因为南方的热情永远浇不熄。你说不够格
Okay, all right.
我们证明给你看。
雄心们，掌声跟欢呼，让我们一起来欢迎高雄一期直播钢铁人球员进场。首先出场的是最活泼、最调皮的吉祥物，65号艾恩。背号1号，关关难过关关过，浴火重生，李瑞晴。法拉利跑车引擎发动，冲冲冲！2号刘承彦。爱狗更爱防守，阳光大锁邱伯章。Boy Ina 钢铁大牛15号卢哲玉。内外兼备 ，Coach 的宝贝18号林志伟。手感加温最锐利的进攻机器 ，Vermonte 瑞明。潜能射手高雄摇起来，施晋尧。 无惧碰撞，钢铁碰碰车30号碰碰车冠军。35号体能怪物火锅店老板 Only Daniel 丹尼尔。接下来为您介绍本场比赛高雄一体直播钢铁人先发5人。鬼影妙传铁面指挥官北澳4号陈佑伟，百步穿杨哈黑弓箭手8号王绿霞。钢铁新区新支柱 Number 34， 哈辛塔比。野兽派防守，全能神手，人来疯射手张博伟。And last but not least， 谢表演进攻万花筒 Number 0 ，Baby 要卢秀敏天明，总教练邱大宗，助理教练韩一平，领冠军，体能训练师陈胜全，防护员黄义军、高俊清，总经理高景元。现在请双方球员进行赛前热身。
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. What a day for some Plus League basketball here in Kaohsiung. It's 23 degrees Celsius, 0 chance of rain. 16-km/h breeze outside and maybe a boiler of a basketball game in Fengshan Stadium. The new Taipei Kings are in town against the Kaohsiung 1-7 Live Steelers. Steelers, fresh off their first home victory on the season, are feeling good. They've moved to 4-13 on the season, so a little bit ways to go. It's been 36 days or 13 game days since the Kings have had the outright top spot in the standings, thanks to the Dreamers' loss last night to the Braves. And the Pilots now have a half-game lead over the Lioneers, thanks to the Lioneers' loss to the Steelers yesterday in the afternoon game. Those Pilots play the 5th place Braves later tonight, and the Steelers, as mentioned, trying to get their 2nd home win on the season. On the Mandarin broadcast, it's Wang Xinkai and Mark 田宏奎。球迷朋友们，你找到了官方的英文转播，要听王信凯跟田宏奎的讲评，当然就按照中文的转播连接。谢谢你的收看，记得我们的 Plus League 转播都要帮我们按赞。Now, for the Kings, Plus League-wise, they have now won 3 straight games. Last weekend, they defeated the Dreamers handily behind Jeremy Lin's 43-point game. And the day after, they had Tony Mitchell score 23 for a team high. And former Steeler Tank Wang Bozi launched a 3-point barrage in the 4th to beat the Steelers. On the Steelers side, they're looking to sweep this weekend with a victory here against the top Kings. They are trying to make the playoffs for the first time in team history, but without their local captain Liu Zhenlu. Now against the Kings and Dreamers, the 2 top teams in the league this whole season, between those 2, they've only won 1 time in 7 tries, way back on November 18th against the Dreamers in their home opener. In the first 2 seasons as a franchise, still trying to seek that playoff spot, so they can't just beat the 5th and 4th place team. They'll need to start making some real progress in the standings and get victories against all opponents with a little bit more than half of the season left on their schedule. They've played 17 games so far, which leads the league, so they do not have complete control of their destiny, so to speak, with 15 and 16 games played by the other opponents. Meanwhile, the Kings will listen for Wang Bozi pregame.
就是因为我是后来到第3年换到钢铁人嘛，然后那时候的教练就是有看到我在练投的时候，他就说你可以就是尝试的去投篮，然后后来好像也有一点功效，就是那时候其实一直都有在投，只是就是那个时候开始可以在练习或比赛中开始尝试出手这样，对啊，就是要打世道，其实因为现在职业队现在今年是4节8人次嘛，那像是我遇到的可能都是200-210起跳，那我觉得因为在国王队的话，4号是需要就是清出空间的嘛，就是可能 4 out 1 in 之类，那你就是要可以拉开空间之后，有办法去出手或是制造策应啊，然后要再打内线，你就是可能要增强你的身体对抗性，然后重训那些，就是你起码要可以跟那些洋将对抗碰撞，不然其实我觉得蛮困难的。
Now wearing number 11 Tank, Wang Bozi, former Steeler, as mentioned, said when he got to the Steelers a couple years ago, I believe it was Coach DeMarcus Berry encouraged him to try shooting threes during the game. He said he's always practiced it a little bit on the side. And as for the change of the import rule, saying that in the Kings system, the local bigs need to create space with their shooting and maybe a little bit of passing. And of course, the notable spot is training physically to match up with import players defensively and maybe have a move or 2 in the bag. Good example is number 7, Su Shen has also upped his 3-point percentage, now 13 of 31. Tank, thanks to a good game, is now 5 of 17. His former teammate, also with the last name of Wang Luxiang, was interviewed pre-game. He was drafted by the Braves and traded in that very first offseason to the Steelers, so he's only played in the Steelers uniform.
我觉得最主要就是各司其职吧，对，大家把自己该做的事情做好。那每个人在场上有可能负责的工作，大家去把这做好，然后再来就是团队上的沟通吧。就是昨天场上有任何的问题，我们队员之间都会互相去讨论、去沟通，也会跟教练团去做一些沟通。对，我觉得大家整体在一致的默契上，在同个频率上，所以我们昨天才会有好的表现。我觉得信心上，或者是说士气上，一定是有 蛮大程度的鼓舞吧。对，但身为一个可能在钢铁人待了3年的球员，对，就基本上每一季都经历这样的事情，其实不会有太多的影响啦。对我们最主要就是我们其实还落后其他球队很多。对我们最主要就是想赢下更多场胜利，然后一样试着去往季后赛去冲刺，去拼看看。对我觉得对于整体的士气上鼓舞是一定有的，对。但我们本来就知道我们是有能力的球队，只是之前可能就是发挥的不好，或者说没有找到一个对的方式。我觉得开始赢球只是告诉我们说我们有找到一个可能比较好的修正的方案，或者说对了，我们在往对的方向前进。我觉得对我们来讲是比较重要的，对。
Wang Liuxiang out of Taipei, now down with the Southern City, sharing that everyone is doing their jobs, and that's kind of one of the biggest roles. But as a team, they're communicating better. And like yesterday's game, between the players and the coaches, they really got on the same wavelength. And now asked about winning 3 games in the last 4, saying ever since he's been with the Steelers, they've had experienced good stretches, but the reality is they're quite far behind in the standings. So the playoffs still remain the goal. They'll need to make more headway there. The team momentum is building, but they kind of figured they had it in themselves. Now they're making the right corrections and hopefully moving in the right direction. Last year, 1 game out of a playoff spot with that final game 119 loss to the Dreamers. And then the year before, finishing in 5th place, having the Pilots fall even further behind them that season. But now under the leadership of Coach Chiu Da-zhou, will emphasize a lot of the basketball fundamentals and a little bit more old school in that way. We'll see how if they can build some momentum. Tong Xiuhui, Chen Caohsiung, and Hong Youyu will be the 3 officials for this afternoon's affair on the floor. As for the starters, let's get to the Kings with Christian Pligue on the left, next to Joseph Lin. Li Weiting getting a first career start next to Kaohsiung. And last is Tony Mitchell. On the Steelers, the same starting 5 as yesterday afternoon. Hashim Thabit, Femi Olujobi, who scored a game-high 40 points, tying his career high. And on the local side, it's point guard Chen Youwei, Wang Liuxiang, who you've been introduced in the pregame, and Zhang Bowei Weber, former Brave. The Steelers starters helped the team get off to a 17-11 start against the Lioneers. And with 5 minutes, 27 seconds remaining, Weber was subbed out for Si Jinyao. The Steelers were quite hot from the outside. First quarter, 5 made 3-pointers. Weber at 33 years old, scored 11 on the game, and that is his first plus league 3-game streak of double-digit scoring. And on the Kings side, Li Weiting, number 4, his career high in minutes played last season, game 113 versus the Dreamers, so he's not had that much playing time. I believe that was about 12 minutes for 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. After performing in the pregame, Yuki will also throw out the ceremonial tip. And the most noteworthy Kings starter besides Li Kaohsiung, who's on the inaugural team number 9, Joseph Lin, now making 48 straight starts as a King. I had to look up the last time he came off the bench. That was game 6 last season, where he had 28 points versus the Lioneers. And I think the coaching staff of the Kings happy to have him start after that. But funny enough, that came after a game where he only scored 2 points in the Kings home opener against the Pilots, a very stout defensive team. The Kings will be wearing yellow, attacking the basket on the left. The Steelers, in their themed jersey of red, will be attacking the basket on the right. It's a pretty well-attended crowd after nearly 3,000 in the building yesterday. Long possession for Chen Youwei, bringing in the paint, taking on Joseph Lin, but Joseph Lin made it a little too tough. Li Weiting Number 4 with the bleach blonde hair. Gets the swinging around. It's to beat. Bumps the passes. Mitchell free. A slam dunk for number 14 is how we get this one started off. Mitchell's 23 points in the last game came off a very efficient 11 for 14 shooting to beat shot fake and stumbling his way to a foul. Personal on Tony Mitchell. Getting a look at Tabit. Got a hand on it, but good seal by Mitchell to keep the Tanzanian center away from the basketball and at the same time created a lane for himself. So Tabit, in maybe his shoes, one pace back from the free throw line. But for normal human beings, it looks like almost 2 paces back. Makes the first and the second. The Kings have, as a 3 is made by Li Weiting, the Kings have Hayden Blankley as their 3rd import, and the Steelers have Ravante Rice. Ojobi giving the Steelers a second chance as Tabit will try the mid-range. The Kings have won all 3 matchups so far on the season. Foul on the sideline. Wang Liuxiang goes by Lewis, and we, in the second season, the first year of the Steelers, had to distinguish him for the other Lewis in the Plus League, Louis, Jim Wei-Lu, a member of the Braves. And now there's just too many Ryans all over the league. There's Coach Ryan Marchand, there's 2 if not 3 Ryan players, all local. On the partial break, Christian Anigwe will force a miss. Rookie import player out of UC Davis, taking the place of Billy Preston, who played only in the preseason with the Kings. Contested jumper missed by Kyle as Tabit bring it up and hand it off. The whistle the other way. Two fouls for the Kings so far. One for the Steelers. Beat thought about it, but they'll rotate it around. Going quickly to the basket, but I think the pass touches the rim, or was that a shot? Kind of tough when you only have one broadcaster. Keep an eye on things. But a second foul on Mitchell, less than 3 minutes in the game. Now, number 12 Beast, Lin Zijie, has won Mr. Popular every year in the Plus League, but maybe number 11, Wang Tzu, realistically, give him a run for his money. Gets usually the loudest cheers off of Tabit's noggin and out of bounds, as Anigwe a little bit slow to get up. Funny enough, the last game they played each other, which was last Sunday, the Kings took 18 less shots and still won that game, 110-97. Kind of shows how efficient they were scoring the basketball and defending. Little two-man game between Joe and Anigwe, as just lucky to get off of a Steelers boot, perhaps. The Kings made 6 more threes and were more efficient from 2 despite scoring less in the paint. And one big key, 55-39 bench scoring. Li Weiting made 1, was close with that second. Don't really think of him as a plus range shooter, but as a younger player, probably doesn't have that kind of green light. To beat another mid-break, he bottoms it. Already 4 points for Tabit. He had 6 in yesterday's first quarter, but only 2 shots the rest of the way to get him to 10. Joby off front iron. Looking the other way. Tank will get his first shot. It's up and short. No subs yet for the Steelers. Tabit behind the free throw line as Weber was posting up the Wei kick. Not very energetic offense as Weber forces one up and right to Tabit. Joby against former teammates as Toyoe shoots from the right. 2 bounces but missing the target as Tabit will force it off of a kick. As they are currently constructed out in this active roster for today, the tallest king is only 206 centimeters. That's Anigue. Joby stopped by Tank, but another offensive board by Tabit. Good loot taking the contact, and there's a whistle. To quote Kenny Manigal, that's the big belly of his. Look, I'm sure the Kings trying to contest that. There was a strip first before the contact. In yesterday's action, the Steelers were 10 of 13 at the line, while the Lioneers also shot a decent 15 for 19. Ikaeng will try. Joby will push it ahead. A foul on the fast break pass. And just like that, the Steelers will be in the bonus for the rest of 7-14. Still at least 1 possession away from the TV timeout. The Steelers, a flurry of substitutions. On screen you saw Si Jinyao and Chen Guanquan, and there's Rice. On the season, the Kings, as Joby will miss short. On the season, Kings opponents take an average of 24.5 free throws. They only shoot it at 69%. Pompom will grab another offensive board. Meanwhile, that's only bested by the Steelers, who allowed 25.7 free throws to their opponents. Your way around the world as Rice trying to go one-on-one against Cayenne. Anigue's got a mismatch, but they don't go his way as Joe launches it and drains it from center, giving a little interaction with a Pong. Again, looking Rice's way. Joby coming to help. Picks up the dribble. Screened and they switch. Step back with Anigue forcing that miss. Sijiao trying to keep pace with Joe. Hooks the pass right past us. Might be a little bit before they get the basketball back. And a timeout with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Take a little break before we're back with the action here from Kaohsiung.
赛点的时候呢，欢迎大家一起看向大荧幕。我们的大荧幕上面有17Cam，来1跟7，跟着我们的阿瑶一起，跟我们阿瑶还有右伟一起，1跟7，右边比1，左边比7。 右手比1，左手比7，哎，对，跟我们的瑞妮还有小文一起来就对啦，17，对，还有梅里跟吉娜，来，你们上镜头了，17，哎呦，赞，非常标准，哦，17直播。 男生要1，哎，对了，非常好的17K。
Like check. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to the broadcast. Kings versus Steelers on a Sunday afternoon here in Kaohsiung. Kings off to an 8-5 lead in the Plus League. To give you a little insight, in the first and third quarters, under 7 minutes, the scores table will call the so-called TV timeout. So the head coaches on either side will save their 2 team timeouts. But if the coach will elect to call their timeout, then that will turn into the TV timeout, and we would only have 4 eligible timeouts for the half. Whereas if they're TV timeout called by the bench, then it's 5 timeouts are eligible. Tank on the inbound, guarded by Olujobi. Funny enough, if you look them up on social media that have each other on their profiles as Sujingyao, a little shoulder bump. As Li Weiting has now got 2 fouls against him on the game. You want to consider fouls against the contribution, as Olujobi did mention that scoring 40 points probably should have got more than 2 free throw attempts on the game. But Li Weiting into some space, but into some trouble. Now Tank losing the basketball, and not a good possession out of the break. So in the past, number 30, Pong Chen played for the Pilots in Taoyuan, which is considered a northern city, as Sujingyao was stopped by Tank. Quickly down the break, an elbow jumper by Li Weiting, looks good. And that'll stretch it to a 5-point lead for the Kings. And Tank, Wang Bozi, former Dreamer, signed as a free agent with the Steelers, and his former teammate and number 26, Derek Li Dowei. So the joke would be, in the north you have Pong, and then in the central you have Derek, and then in the south you had Bozi. Block shot by Gary. He had one yesterday that led to a fast break. Here the Steelers go as Olujobi forced into a miss. Seems like fatigue is kind of playing into the Steelers with their shot making. Weiting, another 3. This time a clean flush through the nylon. And just like that, Coach Cho is going to take one of his timeouts. Li Weiting, as mentioned, first career start in the Plus League. Joined the Kings last year as a rookie out of Sishin University. Let's see if we can listen in to the Steelers timeout.
Yeah, you gotta make sure inside make a scoring, okay, everyone? Make sure inside scoring. Make sure score. You know that he gonna push you. Yeah, I know. Listen. You try to do it.
How many games, bro?
Yes. I just encourage you, okay? I just encourage you. You know he's gonna push you. You know he's gonna push you, right? Right? You're gonna tremendous. Show him muscle inside. 我们现在里面打不进球，都是反击啊，这样了解吧？好。我们现在太多都站着了，1跟5一定是你啊，这样了解吧？都打错位，时间不对。刚刚讲了，带过来2、3号，先下来，让他收一下，这样子来做，来，这样清楚吧？这样清楚。
So the highlight package earlier in the game, belonging to number 4, first start of his Plus League career, PLEAGUE team. Finishing off things before the timeout with that beautiful arc in transition. Come on, coach. As a reward, you put him on the bench. Gives us a little bit more camera time. Hey, look, 2 shots of him. Good job by our colleagues at Momo Television on this broadcast. FTV or Mingsi working the Braves game up in Taipei. So Rice going to the cup. His first score on the game. So number 0, Hayden, is in top of your screen. There's a whistle as Yang Jiming now wearing some high socks. Don't see that very often. Fouled on the perimeter by Pong Pong. Yang Jiming coming off his debut in season 4, having been suspended for 15 games during the offseason. Ball deflected off the basket support. Now, the 3 referees will converge. There was a lot of bodies in there. You on the screen will get to see the replay as PLEAGUE was in the picture, but Femi Olujobi brushed it out of bounds. Well, before, as Tank posts up, a little lay-in assist to Joe. Previously, Jeremy and Lee Kayen, after a game against the Morocco Bolts of the Philippines, missed shot by Rice close. PLEAGUE will get the foul and will have to earn it from the line as Olujobi contacted him up the top. So that particular instance, as we get a look at Amigo, a simple, I guess if it's going to the basket, it's not technically a back screen, but a back screen. No, and I guess it is going to the basket, so it is a back screen. What am I talking about? PLEAGUE from the line makes the first. So anyways, Jeremy and Lee Kayen sat out for the first time this season together. They played on Wednesday in Manila, flew back on Thursday, went down to Zhanghua on Friday, and played the Dreamers on Saturday, as that is a legal tip out by Tabit. And so, for rest or minor injuries, Jeremy and Lee Kayen were left out as Rice, another miss and a foul by Pompo, and that'll send the Kings to the free throw line. So at that particular time against the Dreamers, who made it 10 wins on the row against the on the season, and that particular game against the Kings, it didn't look like they had enough depth, had enough ball handling. Well, especially as Amigo's return to the fray kind of makes up for Jeremy's absence with his plantar fasciitis. Of course, they've already been a few weeks playing without Byron Mullins, who has the same ailing injury. In their man defense, points as Weber back in. Putting up the leg, and it's in. Gamble away with his first score of the game. Number 24, Venti, in to run the point. As Tank's got an ISO. Got a step with the pass. Maybe a little bit too low. Hong Zi-san, when he's not a player this season, is also a coach with a northern middle school and a girls program, and maybe one of those girls can pick that up. But Tank, he's got a little bit more of a round thing to overcome. So Su Shixuan is in his place, number 17, as they go down to the beat. Up to Rice, he's got to catch and shoot, short. Another offensive rebound for the Steelers. Flare screen, but a little out of the reach of Weber. Pompon will try left 45, no. Numbers for the Kings, but Venti picked up the dribble. Nobody checking. Su Shixuan underneath the basket. So after a turnover, Venti getting in the assist column. Point set for the Steelers. Don't see that too often as the Kings switch. Easy interception by PLEAGUE. Numbers for the Kings, but it's Hayden who misses everything with an overshoot. You know, he averages 10 points per game in the Plus League, but only on 20% shooting. But in the East Asia Super League, as he gets a big block on Sujingyao. But in the East Asia Super League, he averages 10.4 points per game, 43% shooting. So somewhat of an adjustment to be making in these parallel seasons happening for the Kings and the Braves. He's very, very athletic. Very strong leaper. To beat screening as Weber, one dribble pull-up. That was close to an air ball. Kings lead right now at 10 as Hayden saved it from going out of bounds. And PLEAGUE on Pompon. He's going to the basket, shakes one, swatted away by Tabit as Mark gives a nice assist to the referees. A sweet two-handed catch. He sometimes broadcasts CPBL baseball, and that's I guess, how would I record that in my box score? FPP, fly out to the play-by-play guy. So in baseball notations, you really can write whatever you want as long as you can interpret it. So that's what I'm jotting down. FPP, minute 15. Yang Jingming, sidestep against Pompon. He drops it in. And now it's 22-9. The Steelers have had a very sleepy opening quarter here at home. They are playing on a back-to-back, but so far 3 for 23. Sujingyao will try to get things started from the outside, and that's 0 for 8 from the perimeter. The Steelers really can't rest on getting one of the 2 games here on the weekend. As mentioned, they really need to be competitive as much as they can in every game to make it back in the standings. Well, and missed shot, I think, a close to 2-for-1 situation for the Kings. Sujingyao, back pass to the beat. 2 steps, held on to a second too long, got it back. Look what I found. A little lay-in for Hashim to beat. Came with a little bit of pace. Yang Jingming made one earlier, floating out of bounds, and he will miss this opportunity, though. For Yang Jingming, that's a pretty good look, the 2-time Plus League MVP. That'll be the first quarter in the books where the home Steelers have a little ways to go in the ball game. We'll be back after this.
好，来这里，有人要玩吗？有人要玩吗？有人要玩吗？
还有哪边想玩的？上面吗？
好，这个站得特别高，来接好，接好。哎，小心小心，接好接好。好，手举起来，我们的瑞恩呢也要送给你。记得在第2节结束前3分钟来到我们记录台后面集合，就可以参加中场的小游戏了。第2节结束前的3分钟，要记得来我们记录台后面，在中场前小游戏。然后呢，我们的规则也就写在大荧幕上面，2个人一组，所以记得带一个伙伴一起陪你一起过来，2个人一组。然后呢，等一下会在场中来进行中场的小游戏，要来比的就是速度啦。这一次的主题周是腻在一起好不好？我们的主题周呢，当然有很多相关的礼物要送给大家。等一下中场会来抽奖金，所以虽然我们3分线还没有开张，但是会持续的来想办法加码。第2节的比赛要多进几颗，我们希望5000元的奖励呢可以继续的往上涨上去，请大家呢赶快下载17直播 APP。
Hit the bell to get notified about all Plus League broadcasts. We are less than 6,000 subscribers away from hitting the 300,000 subscribers on the Plus League YouTube channel. We're waiting, getting some extra camera time after opening quarter of 8 points, already breaking his personal high in the Plus League for a single game scoring. Kind of the joke was Jeremy Lin was basically nearly outscoring the entire Dreamer squad last Saturday. And while Li Weiting played 7 minutes, maybe if Coach Marchand will give him a couple more, he can equal the Steelers' mark of 11. In the second quarter, Yang Jiming will try a hook shot. Don't see that very often from him. A little bit of a scramble as Daniel playing in the same rotation with Tabit. Don't see that very often. Tabit deep 2 and another one. Number 34 Tabit leads the squad in scoring on the game. Going to the basket, stop, but Mitchell picks up his teammate with a follow-up dunk. Kings import players had 4 points, 2 from Mitchell in that very first score by them, but only a couple free throws afterwards. The Kings still with a sizable first quarter lead, flipping it to nobody as Daniel and Tabit not on the same page. Get another look at 2 centers. Could have got the block, but nobody blocked out Mitchell. Keeping the elbow extended, in and out. Early holding foul, I believe, as Tabit had Su Zixuan on the partial fast break. Rice in the corner, guarded by Blankley. Picked up the dribble, looked like a little too early. This time taking it, and a whistle comes in. I could say Hayden is not making it easy on Rice. Yeah, it looked like quite a bit of basketball, but only 2 minutes into the second quarter, he'll have plenty of chances. Rice, this season, joining the Steelers, is trying to play with a lot more physicality and agility, like we saw him with the now defunct Suns here in Taiwan. Connecting on the second, that'll bring the Steelers up to 14. As mentioned, they already had 17 points halfway through the first quarter in yesterday's reaction, and they're trying to get used to the back-to-back. Mitchell and Yang Jimmy not on the same page. Ball gets away. Good job by the Kings to cut off some of these passing lanes, as Little Lou will try. Off target and a rebounding foul. It's going to stay with the Steelers. Already with 3 team fouls. And then now frustration's building as they throw it out of bounds. Slippery basketball right now as Sushi getting it back up top, and a kick ball by Tabi. 2 more seconds added to the shot clock. Mitchell trying to find Amigo. They keep on doubling him. Deep pass, connecting on and bumping him out of the way. That's going to be an offensive foul as Rice went to the deck. Just a tough stretch that the Kings are trying to weather. They do have the 10-point lead. And need to just find a little bit more rhythm, find the space. We'll be back after the following messages.
Lucky， 哦哟！地板动作，哦，水哦，水！耶！掌声给艾恩。最活泼、最调皮的艾恩呢，在场边也会跟大家一起来互动啊！不要吝啬，要跟他拍照的 ，OK， 要跟他击掌的、high five 的也 OK 了哦。好，谢谢艾恩。
Ian trying to find the enthusiasm in the building as the Kings maintain a 10-point lead over the Steelers at their place. So far on the second quarter, both teams are struggling to find some rhythm. We had the Mitchell putback dunk. Otherwise, 0 for 3 and 2 turnovers as you see both teams with their players communicating. Meanwhile, on the Steelers side, 1 for 2 with a trip to the free throw line and 2 turnovers. Chen Yongwei trying to extend that communication time. Throws up a diamond shape. Looks like a floppy initial set, which turns into just to beat Rice ball screen. 2 feet in the paint, a running hook shot by Tabi. Swinging around, Susishin gets by Daniel, misses, and Mitchell stuffs it back in. not often he's going to be the top scorer. Last week he was, and so far in this contest, he's, I believe, now overtaken the waiting for the scoring lead on the game. Ball goes out of bounds. Actually, that's only 6 points for now. Kings do have 4 team fouls. If the Steelers might want to consider trying to force the issue, whether it's Rice, whether it's Tabit, or whether it's driving from the outside. Rice going middle. A lot of attention as that one swirls out. Through pass deflected. Steelers were doing a great job yesterday against the Lioneers, getting in the passing lanes as Rice will launch and switch. Good back and forth. Steelers now kind of zoning up. Two-handed push by Daniel is the first foul of the quarter for the boys in red. In the last game, these two teams played each other. The Kings actually committed 20 turnovers to the Steelers 15. Hayden from the left corner got an open look. Chasing Rice, who got a step, down to Tabit. He stays strong with it, and Mitchell having to avoid a third personal foul. Can't do much about it. Yang Jimmy wide open. He'll bury that one. In his debut game against the Steelers, debut on the season, that is. And Jimmy came off the bench, scored 15 points, so getting to his close to career average in just about 30 minutes of play. Yowei to Tabit, 2 pump fakes and a whistle. And that's going to be a tough substitution situation for the Kings. Almost 7 minutes left. Free throws coming up as the Kings kind of bring in a starting unit. Look, Joe, Kyle, Anigwe, Mitchell. Let's see. Driving, jumping it off for Anigwe, cutting through, but he'll pop it up as an athletic jump by Tabit, getting it to a teammate. Numbers for the Steelers as the shot goes up, 2 bounces, and Daniel misses the dunk. Oteowe getting it back, putting it on target, and the Kings get the stop. That's what you call why so cheap. Anigwe flipping it up to Mitchell for the alley. Good connection there by the 2 bigs of the Kings. That's how you really execute with numbers. Yowei was high from deep. That one swirls out. He's been looking a little better form-wise and trajectory-wise, but Yowei still does not have the percentage of you'd expect of a point guard in 2024. You see Tabit force the dribble pickup by Joe, but Anigwe, great patience there, great recognition that a little flip pass will result in an easy 2 for his teammate. And of course, Mitchell deliver the mail. Seems like the coaches on the two sides having some words. Informed by the guys and gals on the truck here outside the stadium. Joe on the Iverson cut. He said as PLEAGUE challenging, there's a foul and one. I don't know how he found the space with Tabit coming over to help. Take another look from kind of my vantage point. There you see, I think the key there is taking it to the body of Tabit, kind of taking that lift, that jumping out of the shot blocker, and have a little bit more airspace to finish, but can't get it the old-fashioned way. 3 points, that is. Still a 10-point Kings lead as Yowei going right at Joe. Deflected pass eventually lands in Tabit's hands, but again, Steelers not a lot of inspired offense. Tabit will somehow get it through. Just going to his right hand, his more familiar hand is there in PLEAGUE's hand. His left hand not quite vertical. Has a little bit of shoving with the off arm, you could say. So who would have thought in a 2024 we would see two big men going at each other from up close. Joe with a step, fire away, too strong, and PLEAGUE the board, Demi back in. Waiting, pretty decent, but left, right, not good. He's got a reload, in and out as Mitchell will fly through, he taps it in. You know what they call him? They call him Tigger, the jumping tiger here in Taiwan. Nobody checks on the shot when he gets 3 back. I like to call him Little Lou. In yesterday's contest, played pretty decently as Yowei misses from close, got his own board back. Wang Yuxiang yesterday 3 for 4 from outside. Moving up to Tabit, a foul. Got the shot on target, but we'll have to earn it at the line. Let's see what's on. You see Mitchell trying to front as looked like Wei Ting crashed into him. According to the big board, it is 4 personal on Mitchell. I'm sure the King staff would have preferred it on one of the help defenders. Tank will return to the action. Seemed to be, if you've been watching the Plus League all along, you would have remembered was an import player for the Lioneers in their inaugural season. At the time was the tallest player at 221 centimeters. Waiting, back past the Tank. This to the left as Kings, I think, had the rebound, but pops out of their hands out of bounds. So the deficit is only 6 points, and Olu Jobi has not really gotten involved. Little Lou on the glass to beat, bringing it down. Quickly pushing up ahead, but the Steelers match up. Number 1, Lee Reichi is in to guard Anigwe as the back pass saved by Joe from going to the backcourt. 4 seconds left through the trio. Steelers somehow making it in. He shot that one with his left hand. Jobi giving a step, but he wants to run some offense. Now on the catch, that's no good. Double team as Tink sets his feet and swishes it. Finally, after a few tries, Tink raining it down from the outside. Jobi driving on Tang. As Lee Reichi, a long possession. It's a funky spacing, and that's a charge. Former King against former teammate Lee Kai-yin. And Lee Reichi will head off. That was weird because you see Fenley Olujobi was basically on that spot that Martin wanted to attack. He used to go by Mason when he was a King. Hayden fouled by Tabit. Those two colliding in the restricted area. I think he slipped one of those ball screens. On the Plus League season, Hayden has so far played in 3 games, this being the 3rd. 0 for 2 there, but Anigwe getting an extra possession for the Kings. Running low on time. Lee Kai-yin in trouble. Didn't cough it up, but 1 second left, flipping it up for a miss. Got his own board back as the Steelers played good defense for 24 seconds, but not the rebound is to beat another block. Even a little bit of friendly fire. No, looks like they're gonna count it. And I would agree with I think that was the trail officials' call. They did call it, so the Steelers can challenge. And it looks like the referees want to take a look for themselves. It is very close for sure. On the season, the top shot blockers in the league still belongs to Brandon Gilbick at 2.5 per game, with several players nearby. Deontay Davis, 2.4, he's the closest. Newest member for the Braves, Patton, with 2 blocks in his debut. But following them up is Clark, 2 per game, almost 2 per game, to be 1.9. And the basket will be counted. So just a little bit more of a break for the 2 teams. I mean, Hayden barely got it over the rim, so That is an extremely tight window, if any window, for a block shot. Oh, now we're getting word that might have touched the rim. In any case, 2 points for the Kings. Their lead is back to double digits. Jabbing, trying to step back on Joe's face. He got it. Taking a page out of his opponent right in front of him. Looks like Joseph Lin calling the play. Him and an Igué two-man game. A running shot is good. As easy as taking a stroll down the park. Oh, Joby not said his name a lot. He sticks the landing. Deep shot by Joe. Off front iron. So a 3-second shot clock, game clock difference. Weber. His team down by 9 as Olujobi blocked by Anigwe. Try to go to the reverse and 10 seconds left. Joe Euro stepping, passing it. Now realizing the clock situation. They don't have to go, but a foul. Not a great one by the Steelers defense. They really had Joseph Lin in a kind of trouble spot. Kind of consider them bailing out with a foul there, and that will result in free throws. Second personal by Olujobi as Marchand will bring in the more agile James in. They more often use Sushi, or I'd imagine they would, because their general manager in the gray sweatshirt at the end of their bench, you see, he's James Mall, perhaps the most famous James in Taiwan basketball. Former player at the SBL level and on the national team for Chinese Taipei as well. First free throw made, 10-point lead. Second is also good. Let's see if the Steelers can execute on a full court play. Weber from past half court, gave it a good try, but no luck there. Steelers play better in the second quarter, but they still find themselves down by 11 heading into the locker rooms. The Kings on the road have themselves a lead. Take a little break as we break things down from halftime in moments. Welcome back to the broadcast. Got a glimpse there of a fan wearing the Steelers merch and logo from the very first season of the team history. We're in their 3rd year, the Plus League's 4th year of our existence. Wang Xinkai and Tian Honghui on the Mandarin broadcast. I'm Ryan Chen, taking care of you guys here on the English side of things. The Steelers, fresh off their first home win yesterday against the Lioneers, having a kind of a tough time here against the Kings, who themselves played just a few days ago in Okinawa. So they really are kind of dealing with a little bit of some travel fatigue. They're kind of playing a little bit more rotationally with, there you see number 4 Li Wei-Ting getting the start. Previously, they had rookie Su Pei-Kai get the start after an East Asia Super League road game. They have one more against the SK Knights coming up in the East Asia Super League. Of course, the big headline from last night is Jeremy Lin out with plantar fasciitis. But still, the Kings, last year's #1 seed from the regular season, still want to play strong and get that distinction once again. Right now, they're doing a lot to cause the Steelers to make it hard on them, although the Steelers aren't helping themselves with lots of isolation one-on-one plays, whether it's Olujobi, whether it's Rice, to beat. On the other hand, finding a little bit more success on the game than on the season. His previous high this year was only 15 points against the Pilots in December 30th. But he's finding a little bit more chances to score in this one, while Olujobi and Rice try to find their rhythm. Meanwhile, the Kings have struggled to really push the pace, I find. Of course, bogged down by fighting off the Steelers for rebounds on that end of the floor. There's the combined team stats, where the Kings are better shooting the 3-ball, 6 for 19. Steelers overall just shooting poorly. Of course, keep on mentioning they're playing on a back-to-back, so a tough game against the Lioneers yesterday. And in this one, having to try to match up with the tall Hashim, or got to Hashim to be working against the smaller Kings. Leading scorers in the next segment after this. Plus League gift bags will be ready for the Lunar New Year's. Look out for those goodies for a reasonable price. Our cameraman giving us a little bit of a fright there. Don't forget, for the Kings, they're also not with Kenny Manigault, kind of their Army Swiss knife with some dynamic athleticism. He's taken a couple games off in a row now, if you include the Okinawa game. Leading scorers for the Kings, Tony Mitchell with 10, Joseph Lin with 9. Number 4, the Wei Ting with 8 points. Yang Jimmy off the bench with 6, and Tank with 5. On the Steelers side, they're scoring all centers around Hashim Thabit's 19. Wang Yuxiang getting a second start in a row with 6, next to Rice with 6. Weber and Olujobi with 2 apiece. Mitchell's playing right now with 4 personal fouls. That's something to look out for in the second half. And the Steelers, do they have enough stamina to keep double teaming like they did in the first half? We'll go to break before about 4.5 minutes till we get to the second half. The first Wednesday night game of the Plus League season is in 3 days when the Braves and Dreamers have their rematch. After last night, the Braves opened up to a pretty decent lead, but the Dreamers made it close in the end. Highlight package before we get the action started in the second half, belonging to Tony Mitchell, who's a perfect 5 for 5 from the field, resulting in 10 points, and don't forget to throw in 5 rebounds. And I've noticed from the box scores of the previous times these two teams have matched up, the top scorers for the Kings, Byron Mullins, 24, Byron Mullins, 20, Tony Mitchell, 23. And don't forget, Tank and Sushi have also had good games against the Steelers. And it's probably a good time for their side to have Hashim Thabit play with some confidence. They definitely made it tough for Olujobi and Rice out there, but Thabit with a couple of jumpers and having the persistence to take it inside too. Big reason why Tony Mitchell is right now playing with some foul trouble. Looking at the box scores from this game, he is the only player for the Kings side with foul trouble, so perhaps Coach Marchand will implore his teammates to give Mitchell a little bit more help down low. You see Thabit's line, 19 points on 7 of 10 shooting, 12 rebounds. His career high in the Plus League was 37 points. Toward the end of the first season, the Lioneers were playing the Dreamers. The Dreamers at the time had their import, I believe it was Jaren Young, suspended. And also at the time, the Plus League rule said a suspended import also takes up a spot on the active roster. So the Dreamers were only playing with Anthony Tucker. In a game, the Dreamers have already clinched the playoff spot. So it was more or less an exercise for both teams instead of one that mattered in the final standings of the season. And the Lioneers really killed the Dreamers as Tank will get it off glass. And there's the dynamic smile that fans love. Thabit leaning, but passing it out of the double team. Now getting it back, but Anigwe fighting hard. A deflection as Lee Ka-yin drops the basketball and tumbles into a foul. So a good defensive stop followed by stopping themselves. Meanwhile, on the Steelers side, they have their starting 5 out there. Kaohsiung bringing it up, and Olujobi Thabit at the top of the horns. Jerry avoiding the contact, he'll get the swirl. Yowei, that's his first score of the game, believe it or not. After the layup, a clank jumper as Olujobi picks him up. Putting Olujobi off ball might find some openings for him instead of being on ball. And of course, Olujobi going to get very close attention from the opponent's defense. Thabit almost kicks it away, but Anigwe forced him in a spinning miss. Catch and shoot for number 0, no good. Lee Ka-yin in a tough spot, have to get it out. Last time these two teams matched up, Joseph Lin pitched in 18 points, 7 assists. Also did have 6 turnovers on the game. And Manigault, 5 assists, 5 turnovers. It wasn't as clean of a game for the Kings, but again, on a back-to-back at home, all important victories. Staying patient with it, elevating and off the window. Taking matters into his own hands. Now Joe with 11 points on the afternoon. on the switch. Little Lou flying. And a whistle as kind of in a deep position. And again, the Kings, you could say, behind in the foul count for the quarter. You see a little bit of that twist by Wang Luxiang. That's what is so-called a context clue as to possible contact on the play for the referees. You can only go 1 for 2. Believe it or not, that is only Tank's first foul of the game. Quick back and forth as Joe found the space, one bouncing in. The Taiwanese big men, especially those three I mentioned, between Pong Pong, Derek, and Tank, they can get those threaded passes when they're there. Weber going one-on-one, he'll cash in the fadeaway. Joe thinking the shot, and Nigwe trailing the play. He'll have to earn it from the line in a little bit of distress from the contact. Now the smaller Li Weiting on him. Decent footwork, squared up. Made it as Joe. Good awareness to avoid to beat and pass it through the window. Instead of a turnover, he's got a chance for an assist. And it will be an assist with that made free throw. And Nigwe on the season, averaging just under 29 minutes played per game, 10.9 points, 8.5 rebounds. Time for the Steelers to answer. Weber floating up to Olujobi. Deep positioning, out to Yowei. He'll try from deep, got it. That's a good sign for the Steelers as Yowei can hit on a couple of those. Cayenne will drop it in. Prefers that jump shot instead of these newfangled floaters the kids are trying. Ojobi trying to go down low as a lot of contact. Kick ball, I think. Another look to beat, unchecked basically, as Nigwe kicked it, but Weber tripped up into Nigwe's legs. Can't be a good feeling. Weber, deep, got it. Seeking a deep three. Weber now, quickly 7 points. This time Joe fakes out to beat for a score of his own. We have a uptick in the scoring so far in the third quarter. Already a combined 21 points in the first 5 minutes of play. Beat holds off one, and a whistle eventually comes. There's a little bit of extracurriculars on the beat before. So that'll make it 3 team fouls against the Kings as they head to the first TV timeout of the second half. We'll see what they come out with after the break.
我们 们现在请大家锁定大荧幕，来，跟我们阿瑶还有右伟一起来，跟阿瑶还有右伟一起来。哎，弟弟，来看镜头，对，赞哦，正确的17 camera 就是这样啦，雄青，哇，Hong Kong 来的雄青，好。右边比1，左边比7，右边比1，左边比7，右边比1，左边弟弟比7，哦，也可以，好，非常好，赞哦。来，右边比1，左边比7，哎，对 ，very good。17 camera.
PLEAGUE action next weekend is in Zhanghua and Taipei. The Dreamers host the Kings and Pilots while the Braves take on the Steelers and Lioneers. The theme for this weekend for the Steelers is 你在一起好不好? Roughly translated, that just means they want the Steelers and their fans to be close thanks to their streaming channel 17 Live. Kings already out of their huddle while the Steelers are finally breaking. We left off with a Christian Enigue foul, though. In his defense, it seemed like Tabit was initiating a lot of the shoving. So far in the third quarter, Tony Mitchell still on the bench. Of course, he's got 4 personal fouls, and I'm sure Coach Marchand and the Kings want him at the end. Sijingyao is in for the Steelers. Olujobi will catch and shoot. Butter. First tray on the game for Olujobi. There'll be a foul on the hug from behind. Well, he didn't exactly have the basketball. Now 2 team fouls on the Steelers. Rotated around Lee Kayin. To Joe, he'll launch. Was it a decent look as Olujobi can help the Steelers out with some numbers as that ball is out of bounds off of Kyle. Steelers deficit is right now at 8. Olujobi screens. Getting the pass back from Ayao. To the other side, hits it. Back-to-back 3-pointers for Olujobi, and Steelers are in business. On the switch. Joseph off of Tabit's foot. Ball gets away. It'll be a turnover. Yowe will float it up. Overshoots it as Enigue will come down with a rebound. Ikayan high scoop and in. So calming the waters down for the boys in yellow. Olujobi with a 3rd in a row. But the Kings trying to hold steady. The other side they go. Lee Kayin off the mark. Good athleticism by Sijingyao to save it from going out of bounds. Weber will try elbow extended. Joe going, and the scoop layup is good. So much for the progress the Steelers were making early. It's off of Tank, they say. He's trying to convince the referees otherwise. Looks like the Kings considering a challenge, but hoping, as all coaches do, that the referees look at it themselves. Let's see what this right side high angle looks, and I think Tank's got an argument. And if I were to guess, they have a strong case. This still remains the best look at it, and Tank's hand does go up, and he's not innocent in all this, that's for sure. So maybe not as clear-cut as I once thought. But it's got to be concerning for the Kings that Olujobi is starting to get hot. 11 points on the third quarter. Reminder that the Kings have so far won all 3 head-to-heads on the season. November 26 in Xinzhuang, 109-93. Here at Fengshan on December 3rd, 92-81. And recently was just last week, 110-97. Referees looking at the monitor provided by Momo. There's 3 people involved with headsets. The 2 seated down are actual scores for the broadcast, and they're going to be somewhat directed by the lady standing up, who's communicating with the truck a lot more. This is definitely one they're taking a very close look at. The instant replay so far in the season, as calculated by my colleagues in the operations department, this effort in particular, led by Quan Lee, they calculate takes about between 30 and 40 seconds for a replay review. I'm not keeping track of this one, but they're going to say it stays with the Steelers, and I would definitely say it's very close to call. And now look from the baseline angle, which you see Tank swiping up. If he bounces it into Olujobi's hand, then it would be off of the Steelers. Substitution to get Daniel and Bryson as Yohei makes up for the last miss. Floats it in here. Flips it to Mitchell. They rotate around Hayden from the left corner this time. Yes! It took a while, but good zone-breaking offense by the Kings. To the basket. Good pump fake as Daniel will drop it in. Gives it another try as Sushishin flies in. Joe from 30 feet away. Look what I found. Hayden with the left hand blows it. And got the Steelers up in the air. It's going to be number 35, Daniel, with a personal foul as Hayden will step up to the line. Only 1 for 4 so far in the afternoon, now 2 for 5. One player I have doubted for a long time. I don't know why a shooter like Andre Iguodala can take so many threes despite a very shaky free throw percentage. And whenever I see an individual box score, I definitely start thinking the same. And right now, number 0 working on it. 2 for 2 triple. Put things in the right direction. Olujobi, a 1 dribble step back. He's been money from that range all season. Young Jimmy, 2 slow dribbles, 2 fast dribbles. Passing it out, 3 seconds left. Sushishin drills it from the right side. I'll tell you, the scoring picked up big time. Steelers already with 31 points. No, that's not right. 28 points to the Kings 25. Maybe you can do a better job following along the game. PLeagueofficial.com/game/470. Box was Mitchell, an easy alley from Joe. That's where the Kings dribble penetration is most dangerous. A whistle as looks like Sushi is called for the foul. Trying to complain about the arm hooking. Where there you see an easy alley. Downstretch arms of Ollie Daniel. That's 4 team fouls on the Kings. Going right away to Olujobi, hammer to Ayao. Kings back up by 10 as triple team against Joe. Ball gets away, hanging on to it, but in some trouble still. Steelers overcommit as Blankley can't knock it down. Femi will try to show him how it's done, and he leaves that short. Numbers the other way, flip up to Mitchell, who changes it to 1. And smacks it down. Ball getting away. It looks like they might get a delay of game warning, but I think it's worth it. Selfishly, I want to get another look at that one. You see that? He went from 2 and he changed it to 1. Ay, mamma mia. Said Rice's name. He tries the deep one. Back pass to Daniel. He misses the dunk. Had a chance in the first half. That one a little bit further away as Joe got it over. Oh, Joby, how did he get it? One last possession for the Steelers. You kind of feel like they let one slip by. Joey kind of tripped up and shot doesn't even get on target. So now the Kings build it up to a 14-point lead heading into the 4th and final frame.
想你。如果半夜被手机吵醒，啊，那是因为我关心。常常想你说的话是不是别有用心？明明很想相信，却又忍不住怀疑。在你的心里，我是否就是唯一？爱就是有我常烦着你。Baby， 情话多说一点，想我就多看一眼，表现多一点点，让我能真的看见。白少说一点，想陪你不止一天，多一点，让我心甘情愿爱你。
掌声送给钢铁女神雅典娜，谢谢。好，第3节蛮可惜的哦，差一点。
Plus League 球迷 ，All My Basketball 是我本人在 Ivy Bar 学英文吧，教你篮球的英文术语，欢迎大家点资讯栏的链接一起学习。Before the fourth quarter gets going, the highlight package belonging to Joseph Lin in his second year with the Kings, helping them up to this sizable lead against the home Steelers. So far, his exploits through the game includes 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. He's made all his 2-pointers, only 1 for 6 from 3, so overall, a good percentage. And importantly, only 2 turnovers, helping his team out. That was a 9-0 run for the Kings to end the third quarter. It kind of said the Steelers closed it in, to within 4. Good flip pass as missed by Sushi, missed by Mitchell. It was a pretty decent look. Good effort play, good find. This time Jerry tries to counter, and Daniel, he gets the two-handed hammer, having missed a couple dunks in the game. Hayden from the top, this time he hits. He delivered that last alley-oop to Mitchell. Vaughn, please put that one in a candidate for highlight of the year. Rice working the dribble, finding Olujobi as the double comes. Deflected pass. Nope, it was straight up off of, out of the hands of Olujobi, out of bounds. Getting a look at the nice through pass, and this time Daniel, no putback in his hands and through the rim. Two-man game. Sushi and Hayden covered up by the Steelers as Mitchell, he'll size one up. The jumper, almost. So far on the season, number 14, Mitchell is good on 4 of 9 threes, so not a big sample. Olujobi finds the space and the whistle. And a nervous moment for the Kings as, let's see who it's on. Get another look. It looks like maybe Amigo is the one called, his first personal. Swiping down as the help defender. No bounce his way. Olujobi, 11 points in the third quarter after the first half, where he only scored 2 points. We're going to need more out of him here in the fourth as Rice, good defense and an offensive foul. The ball definitely got away, but I'm not entirely sure what kind of contact was made. Well, in any case, definitely a turnover. As get another look. Rice Oh, you can kind of see the Blankley lean in. Wasn't much, but enough for a whistle. Now on the baseline turnaround, overshoots it. Holding off Zhijing as the whistle finally comes. There was a lot of physicality going on. You can hear fans of both teams groaning as the play was going on. You see legal defense here. Yang Jiming's off arm, maybe a little bit too involved, but kind of rode Zhijing into that foul there on the baseline. Got a couple 3-pointers, but otherwise relatively quiet afternoon. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. One of the leading free throw shooters in all of Plus League as Venti got his hand on it and the steal. Numbers for the Kings as Amigo lets it fly. He knocks it down. And that'll force the Steelers into an early fourth quarter timeout. 85-67 is the score as the two teams will talk it over. We'll be back after this.
现场的球迷朋友，想
好，来
要女神手上
送礼物了，
海报
来，
的，
我们现在需要力量，来举手，想要拿礼物的举手，来，送给你们了，来，接好，
哪边想要礼物的，举起你的手。还有哪边想要海报？
海报，来，给你。赞，等下要的，来，准备来一个，然后来，接好，还要礼物哦，来送一下啊！小心，好，来。
What the power of the three-pointer can do. One from Hayden, one from Yang Jingmi. There on screen. That makes it an 8-4 run to start this fourth quarter. The worst thing for Coach Cho and the Steelers. So if you kind of extend that with the end of the third quarter, that makes it 17-5. And I was talking to one of my colleagues at the Plus League is, of course, everyone pays attention to the last 4 minutes, last 2 minutes, last minute of a ball game, but sometimes wins or losses are determined at any time in the ball game. Rice flips to Daniel, stays powerful, but misses the close one. Mitchell in the air, and the ball will fall for the Steelers through the cup. Good persistence by Daniel. Kind of in concert with fellow rookie builds his hut. Himself went to Iso down here in Kaohsiung, ball out of bounds. Joby up top, choosing to become the screener as Rice flips it to him, but Mitchell, good recovery. Forcing a tough shot. Rice can't get it. It looked like Tony Mitchell on that rebound, try to avoid fouling his own teammate too. Yang Jimmy had the advantage over Liu Zichen. An easy score for him. Quick fire three. I think he tried to go off the backboard. That's 2 straight stops for the Kings. And Yang Jimmy missed, but Tony Mitchell can't go too long without saying his name. That's a house call, as only about a minute and a half off the clock, and Coach Cho has to call another timeout. And I wonder if the Coach Cho will hold back in this timeout. According to our box scores, the Kings have only rotated at point guard.
Weber, Ayo. Kaohsiung, Femi. Let's go, let's go. Man to man, man to man. Femi, Kaohsiung, Ayo. Jerry, Weber. Let's go. 一起打球 go, 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 go. Go.
So it looks like just personnel changes and defensive one-on-one, man-to-man. And get another look, kind of part transition. You see Olujobi faked out and Daniel coming to help. That left nobody to block out Mitchell, as he kind of jokes around with Tabit. Fresh into the game. Looks like Olujobi was ridden out of bounds while Reber was trying to provide a screen to get him open. Getting a look at Weber, a little bit too aggressive there. Tank will have to pay for it. Nice slip by Tabit. He gets it back. Never expected number 34 to start a driving kick, but here we are. Olujobi to put it through the nylons. Double team on Yang Jiming. Venti thought about a pass to Mitchell. Good steal by Aya. We got a 3-on-3 going as Jerry will try, no. But rebound by Hayden as we get it under control. Yang Jiming wants Tank to go at Yowei. 2 dribbles, lost it. Olujobi's got a mismatch as he randomly flips it up. A bunch of guys got tripped up, and it will be Kings basketball eventually. That was an off-rhythm play for the players on the court, the referee, and the broadcaster. Get another look. Blankley, well, did he come in late, or the referees just let it go? That was very awkward looking for sure. A mix-up as Weber will take it away. One man to beat. He'll lay it in with the right hand. That brings the deficit to 15 points. And Marchand will call a timeout. Only a minute and a half after the last one. It was a 5-0 Steelers run. There you see Weber. A little sneak attack on Mitchell going the other direction. their respective teams. Yesterday we had the curious situation which didn't pay out where the Lioneers took a timeout and only ended up with a isolation play for their imports in the end of the third quarter. Means they only had one left for the fourth, and you know the result of that one for the Steelers. Kind of rolling the doors down. Looking at the third quarter, looks like we only had the one TV timeout, if I'm looking at it correctly. Steelers with only one full timeout, Kings with two, and of course they have their 30-second player timeout if they need it. Tank on the block with Olu Joby guarding. Down screen for Joe. Jerry sticks with him. The double team comes as Tank, shot fake, back to Joel, over to Joe, and Amigo from the right, in and out. It was a pretty good look. Steelers dodge a bullet. Let's see if they can take advantage. They don't have a lot of time to spare. Overlapping Steelers as Sijiao in some trouble. Weber against former teammate Joe, flipping it up, and it's good. A little bit of pain. Weber's gonna get a little bit of relief on a whistle. Sijiao against the ball handler, it looks like. Here we see some hand fighting by both players. Mitchell at the high post, sticking with it, and with some mean intentions on that slam. Great job staying patient with it and letting the Steelers clear out of his way. Now up to 91 points for the Kings. Weber off of a dribble, but off balance. Now Mitchell on the game with 16 points, 8 of 10 from 2. Joe flipping it up to him and almost made it. Kind of caught Mitchell flying on the way down. Ball gets away as Yoei to Ayao to Weber. He's free. Lets it fly and bingo. Not quite over yet. Kings lead is 12 points with 4 minutes to go. So they did cut into the lead by 3 points in a minute. They got to do so 4 more times. There's some math for you guys on the broadcast. I think it's an air ball by Joe. Throwing off balance, and I think it's the first time we're seeing number 9 Lee Kai-in check into the game. He's coming in with Anigue. Whistle and traveling by Weber. That time defense by the fresh Lee Kai-in. I think all coaches, especially Coach Perlman and Coach Marchand, Coach Roger even, also talk about putting on some ball pressure. And this season, in their winning streak, the Lioneers also had some success by doing so. Amigo push on to beat as there's a whistle, and they're going to say no basket and an offensive foul instead. Actually, looks like he had a beat on to beat. Let's see where the foul is on. definitely with that right arm. And by the rule book, this offensive player is initiating contact. Weber with a tough fadeaway. He is incendiary. Steelers switching everything now as Sujinho got a hand on it. Referees gonna give it to the Steelers. Kings don't have their video challenge left. Referees will have a little conference about it though, as the closest official did not look very confident. See, Sujinho definitely got a hand on it, and it flew past Amigo. Did he touch her or did he not? Another play, difference of millimeters. So far in the fourth quarter for the Steelers, they did try their rookies of Liu Ceyin, Daniel, and a little bit of Wang Yuxiang. But that was quickly scrapped in their second timeout with 7:30. Presumably, this squad is what Coach Cho will try to stick with for the rest of the way. They played a little bit better, but still 10 points to go in a. That's 120 seconds, 163 seconds. Looks like the broadcasters found something else for them to look at. I think the referees are finally getting through their signals and the communication with the scores table. They're going to say Kings basketball, as you see Yang Jiming pull both hands away. You can't see it from the referee's vantage point there, but from the high angle on the right, very clearly he pulled his hands away. Backdoor Lee Kai-in to Mitchell as the Kings run out of time. The only thing for the Kings you can say is they burned a few seconds off the clock. Not necessarily an L for either team, but not necessarily a win for either team. Weber, he's got the hot hand right now, but passing it off as Olujobi over Anigwe. And the shot clock violation as Tabit gave chase. Put that one in the gift machine. Coach Cho putting his hands to his face. Pump fake with the left hand, off target. Steelers choosing to slow it up. Now a deep pass. Olujobi's in some trouble. Just staying in bounds and getting an okay pass off. Is Tabit riding the defense into a miss. Time running out on the Steelers. Dribble to Yang Jingmi. He's fouled. Off to earn it from the line, but more precious time off the clock, and the Steelers. I mentioned the unit they have on the floor is what Coach Cho wants. That's a good thing, but playing on a back-to-back and having to make this comeback, they've expended a lot of energy, and you don't know if they have enough to get to the end of the game. Leaving it short, Yang Jiming will try to go 1 for 2 now. He does. Yang Jimmy trying to fight to stay with Olujobi as to beat close. Will miss, and Femi on the putback. I know, it'll take a miracle. But it's still on the table. Joseph Lin can burn the clock basically down to 40 seconds now with this dribble. No whistle, and Yang Jimmy gets it in anyways. So with only 25 seconds left, Steelers not hardly showing any sense of urgency right now. They're going to go with the alley-oop, but Olujobi kind of lost his footing there, and well, the Kings dribbling out a kind of melodramatic finish to the game in this one. 94-83 for the Kings. It wasn't pretty, but a win's a win, and the Steelers will at least take one on the weekend. An important victory for their morale in yesterday's game. Meanwhile, the Kings have now won 4 straight games in the Plus League, and combining that with the Dreamers losing 4 straight, that means they'll end this weekend, the Kings will, 1 game ahead of their opponents in the Dreamers, right now in 2nd place. Meanwhile, the Steelers will fall to 4-14. And they play next, both teams play next on Saturday, February 3rd. Joseph Lin's on the mic, interviewed by Mark and Xinghaike.
我觉得就是努力打吧。我们球队很多人很可以发挥，所以我觉得1、2个受伤的时候，我们就会补上来。
Joseph Lin sharing that with the injuries to the team, they have a lot of horses still, and so they'll have to get through it with a couple of injuries and keep on winning. Now asked about the tight schedule of January, how do they get through it? The Plus League and the East Asia Super League.
我觉得行程有点累，可是因为我们1月的时候就一直 travel， 所以我觉得是一个思考啊。我觉得最大的思考就是 mental。Yeah, you just have to prepare yourself every week. It's tough.
Joe sharing that there's a lot of travel that's adding to the fatigue, and you could get the rest. Good stat line for him. Asked about his combination and how his import bigs have been working hard and they're getting better and better.
非常重要啊！我觉得大家都看得到，他的内线的防守很好，然后篮板就很好，然后 anytime you can alley-oop to him， 他的跳力真的很夸张。
saying Mitchell, very important, very strong inside defender, and whenever the alley's there, well, it makes the passer feel good too. Well, thanks to Joseph Lin, Ling Shuwei, for joining our post-game coverage. We need to take a break before wrapping things up from Fengshan Stadium here in Kaohsiung. Once again, there's your final, where the new Taipei Kings, 94, Kaohsiung 17 Live Steelers, 83. The #1 Kings got 10 points for Yang Jingmi, who played closer in this one. And of course, through the leadership of Joseph Lin's 19 points and 7 rebounds, 7 assists, differing a lot thanks to Tony Mitchell's 18 points. According to my colleagues, he only had 1 basket that wasn't a dunk. Coming up is the Braves Pilots game at 5 p.m., so in about 15, 14 minutes. An important game, and word is Michael Singletary, who has sustained an injury yesterday, will be out for a number of weeks. Hopefully he recovers and comes back at full strength, and we'll see how the Braves manage. On behalf of Wang Shikai, Tian Hui, our broadcast partners, FTV Momo TV, the 6 teams in the Plus League, and our league office, I've been Ryan Chen. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.